Welcome to the New Warehouse Podcast, the podcast for those that are curious about what's possible inside their four walls. Before we get into this episode, let's hear a word from our sponsors that make this all possible. How healthy is the storage in your warehouse? Have you ever walked the aisles looking for rack damage, empty pallets, or hanging pallet wrap? I know I've spent too much time doing that in my ops career. Now, there's a better answer from Dextery. Storage Health is their AI-powered check that runs with every robot scan that can detect damage, safety hazards, and hygiene issues across your warehouse at every height. Think damaged racking, pallet defects, tipped items, hanging shrink wrap, or damaged goods. Easily detected and alerted by Dextery's AI-powered platform while their robot scans your aisles. Stop missing these critical ops items and put Dextery's Storage Health to work for you at Dextery.com. That's DEXORY.com. Thank you to our sponsors, and now let's get to the podcast.
The New Warehouse Podcast, hosted by Kevin Lawton, is your source for insights and ideas from the distribution, transportation, and logistics industry. A new episode every Monday morning brings you the latest from industry experts and thought leaders. And now, here's Kevin.
Hey, it's Kevin with the New Warehouse Podcast. We are here at Modex 2026, and right now I'm in the Lowry booth, and we're going to look at one of their specific solutions, one of the companies under the Lowry umbrella, which is Sonaria, and I'm joined by John Wirthlin, who's going to talk to us a little bit about that solution, and he's going to show us the solution to shipment verification, which they're unveiling here at the show today. So, John, how's everything going on day one?
It's going great. It's been busy, having a lot of good conversations, and again, we're all about trying to understand the business outcome first, and the whole thing we're doing with Sonaria, like we talked before, is we're trying to give an experience for the operator that's operator-centric and not technology-centric. So we really want to focus on operator business outcomes and let the technology, since it's matured, to follow naturally.
Yeah, absolutely. And the basis of the technology, right, is RFID, right? So tell us a little bit about, today, as people have been coming to the booth or you've been interacting with people at the show or maybe pre-show leading up to it, what have been some of the questions around RFID, maybe some of the challenges people are facing? Right. What have you heard?
A lot of it's all the same thing. Where's my stuff?
Sure.
It's tracking assets. We've talked to people about small little pieces of electronics to forklifts to, everything in between. And they're asking, how do we do this? They've heard about RFID for many years. They're like, well, I heard it won't work on metal. I heard it won't do this and do that. And the nice thing at Lowry is we do the whole thing from soup to nuts, really.
Right.
We don't want to just be the technology provider. We want to be that consulted, trusted advisor. So what we do is we try and hear a little bit of information about what's the business outcomes that they want.
Okay. What
are some of the assets, either in a meeting like this or virtually. And then eventually what we want to do is we want to go into the environment. Because with RFID, passive, Bluetooth, low energy, things like that, there's a lot of different ways that we can really help track those assets and those use cases. But they're very environmentally centric, right? We need to understand the environment and how things are getting moved around. So we can figure out, number one, does it make sense?
Yeah.
What technology can make sense? Because we mostly do passive RFID, but we also can do Bluetooth low energy, ultra wideband, and other technologies. Because if you're just doing one, then you're like a hammer where everything looks like a nail.
Yeah.
We want to provide the right sensing technology for the right job. And having those conversations in context in the environment is what helps us get the right solution and really, again, keep an eye on what those business outcomes are.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's really interesting to hear how you're kind of looking at that and evaluating that and kind of making sure that, okay, we're going to get the right fit and get the right business outcome, as you just said, right, to be able to do that. So tell us a little bit about, because you're showing here at the show, shipment verification, right? And this is taking that RFID technology and making it simple for the user, as you mentioned. So tell us a little bit about what that is and what does that do for an operation?
Yeah, so just, I'll back up a little bit. So Sonaria
Sure.
as a platform has been around for about 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
And it's been a Lowry solution that we've offered as part of our engineering. Last year, the end of last year, we started offering this as an independent software vendor. So not only are we supporting Lowry, but we're also supporting other greater integrators. So it's given us a more understanding of different use cases. But what we did was 7 years ago, we said, hey, Mr. Customer, what do you want this thing to do with this RFID thing to do?
Okay.
And then we asked another customer, what did you want it to do? So what we ended up doing is we ended up creating a receiving screen for this customer that looked the way they wanted it to, and a receiving screen for this customer. And we ended up with all these disparate, individualized solutions.
Okay.
So when I came back in at the end of September as a product manager, I said, all right, we need to take a look at how do we normalize this experience? Because I've seen everywhere from people using, pieces of paper to track things like shipping and verification to stack lights, all these different things. But at the end of the day, the operator doesn't need a full-blown screen of, SAP or, any of those. Even though those are great things, a lot of times they just need a fraction of it. So what we did was we created the shipment verification UI that I'm going to show you that is really centered to receiving is receiving, shipping is a shipping sort of mentality. Okay. So we're giving the operator what they need to see in context to what they're doing, because at the end of the day, our customers are going from a line of sight beat mentality to this new magic RFID thing where they don't see what's really going on. Yeah. So what we're doing with Sonaria is we're replacing the beat and making this transition or crossing the chasm a non-event, right? There's really no training needs to happen, and the adoption is going through the roof very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you make that kind of user interaction in a sense easy, right, that adoption is going to increase like that as you've seen, as you just said, to be able to see that, because that makes it easier to adopt this technology and actually understand the technology too from an operator level, right, and be able to do that. So I think you got a demo set up here in the booth, right, and we can see actually how shipment verification works.
You bet. Let's do it.
All right. So John is going to show us the actual shipment verification setup that they have here in the booth. So John, what we're looking at here, we got a table, all right? It looks like a workbench, right? But this is not just any ordinary workbench, right?
There's
something powering this, right?
Yeah. So this is an RFID table. So it has an RFID reader and an antenna built into it. And how RFID works is that RFID produces energy through a reader, and an antenna produces a read zone. So as an RFID-enabled label comes through that read zone, it can be detected, and then Sonaria knows what to do with that, and has a business, outcomes engine that applies. And that's what we're going to see visualized here in this demo. Now, it's hard for us to bring dock door readers and everything, so think about what you're seeing with the RFID read zone as you would see at a dock door capturing tags coming out. And we're going to talk about shipment verification. So we're going to demonstrate as if I'm loading a truck of a known truck, and I'm going to have so many pallets that I'm looking for.
Okay. All right, sounds good. So this is like our mini dock right here.
Yep.
Right. So we got some mini items to load in our mini dock here, right?
That's right.
So I'll grab some of these.
Yeah, not yet.
No, not yet.
Gotta wait. So let me set up what we're doing here. So shipment verification, we're showing it in a large screen.
Okay.
But what you would see this normally use is on a rugged tablet that would be on a forklift.
Sure.
Because what we're trying to show this is as the operator is loading a truck, we're trying to give them that information on what's happening in real time. Again, we're trying to replace the beep, right?
Yeah.
And give that operator, context of what they're doing. So to start this off, we're going to select the location zone. So MRO table, think of this as I'm going to select dock door 1.
Got it.
Okay. So dock door 1 is here. And if I go in and select here, that's going to search, and I know there's a purchase order assigned to dock door 1.
Okay.
And there you go. So we're expecting a FedEx shipment with purchase order number 5555. It's going to have 6 pallets we're going to load with 84 cases, and it's going to go on this trailer. Now, why that's important is that we're also tracking attributes as far as the pallet is what type of product. Is it ambient or is it refrigerated? And we also want to know that the trailer is ambient refrigerated, because with shipment verification, primarily want to make sure we're not putting something on the wrong truck. Okay? Because if that goes on, it's very difficult to get that back, expensive. So we want to correct that error.
Yeah.
But what I'm finding in some cold chain is we also want to make sure we're not putting a refrigerated product on a non-refrigerated truck.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because that leads to a lot of spoilage.
That wouldn't be good. Yeah.
So a lot of setup, but what we're going to do is we're going to say, yep, this is the truck I'm going to load. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm. And what that's going to do is that's going to start the RFID reader and antenna. You can see as the lines there.
Okay, so the line's moving across.
Yep, that says the reader's live. So why don't you hand me a pallet? Go to the left.
Okay, finally we can verify something here. Huh?
So you just set that on the table. This is a pallet.
This is a pallet right here.
That we're doing with a pallet label tape.
Pallet, right?
He's
so
very, very good.
I just put it on
set
here.
it on the table and boom.
Instantly.
Instantly. And this is what you're going to see out in the real world too.
Yeah.
It's that quick. So it shows you what was loaded, a pallet number 404081. That's what an operator understands, right?
Yeah.
That's what they see when they look at a pallet label. That's what they see when they look at a load list. And then underneath that, we're also showing that there's an EPC. That's the number that's embedded in here that serialized that pallet for us. And then we also know, pulling from the system, that's an ambient product. So this side here is showing you what's happening in real time. Over here, it's showing that I know I have 6 pallets.
Our progress.
I've got one done. So you got one done. So why don't you grab another good pallet
for me? One is good so far, right?
You're doing so good. So grab me another good one.
So and then John too. I mean, this label is the tag itself.
Yep. So there's an antenna in there, and they come in all kinds of shapes and sizes.
Interesting.
So if you set that on there,
number 2, boom.
Boom. You got that. So again, it shows you. So now you got 2 pallets. You're rocking now.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut you looser. Go ahead and put another one on there.
Cut me loose.
Doesn't matter what you want to do.
Doesn't matter what I want to do.
You know surprise me. Do. I don't know what's happening.
I want to do this one. It says it's refrigerated.
Boom. Oh, you broke it. So this is a refrigerated pallet. So somehow this order got in here and it's the wrong thing, but we want to make sure that we're protecting the air. So it's going to tell the user, hey, this product is refrigerated. Don't load this, right?
Okay.
Big red, don't do it. So he can't do anything until we take care of that. So I'm going to take that off and I'm going to hit cancel. So you're 2 for 3.
I'm 2 for 3.
All right.
Okay.
So why don't you get another one?
All right. Got another one here. Another
there
pallet.
Another pallet. Let's see if that's a good
Loaded.
one. Good.
I'm halfway done.
All right.
All right.
So now you can, why don't you grab that top one?
Okay.
There you go.
Let's do this one right here.
Let's see how that's going.
Oh.
What happened, Kevin?
Wrong truck.
All right. So we tried to put a pallet
on this trailer.
Right. So again, it's a misshipment. So again, we're trying to make sure that RFID is helping us correct some of our natural human errors and trying to make sure that we don't spend the money to send something somewhere that's not supposed to go.
Right.
So the customer either got the wrong thing, and now we have to deal with all that administrative stuff to get it back, and we have to pay a bunch of money to get it back, and who knows what happens after that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're stopping a lot of this information. So I'm going to cancel that. So now I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to have you put 2 on at the same time.
2 at the same time.
Let's see what happens.
I don't know, they're heavy.
All right, see if you can do it.
2 pallets, same time.
Boom, boom.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I took them both at the
same
time.
There you go.
Like
so we got the both of them. So the nice thing is that we got 5 out of the 6 pallets. We were supposed to have 6, but obviously one got here and it was the wrong one. So we know that we're missing one. The other thing we can do, depending on the information we have, the operator might want to see, oh, in that pallet, I know I had 10 cases, but case number 1 had 5 and the second one had 5. Yeah. So we can actually see some information, and that information is going to vary customer to customer as far as what they need to see.
Interesting.
All right. But what we've done here is we've normalized this experience because receiving's receiving, shipping.
Yeah.
Right? This is what the operator needs to understand. Again, it's in context of their normal job. Yeah. And I would imagine, would you agree that somebody that's been doing barcoding for 10 years can probably jump on their forklift and do this right away?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like that. I mean, the fact that it's such an instant read, I mean, it barely, touched our dock here, right?
Right.
And it's automatically on the screen. So, like, there's no lag time. There's no wait for the operator to be like, oh, is this right? Is this not right? Like, so that instant and that speed, I think, makes the operator probably pretty happy, much faster than like having to scan to verify.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And the other thing we're doing is we can see that we have a missed pallet. So one thing we're doing in our secondary phase is we're going to be capturing those exceptions so that, our customers can start seeing that information and start working those. So imagine that if I had the wrong product, what does that truck driver do, or that pallet, driver do, or forklift driver? They have to take that information, get off the forklift, go talk to somebody, work a problem. So in our second phase, what we're going to do is we're going to give that on a screen so that person can put that pallet to the side.
Okay.
And then an operator or manager can work those exceptions. They can still unload the truck and let somebody else manage that.
Yeah.
And then the other thing it does is that one of the big things that we're finding is that with leading with business outcomes, we're also leading with cost justifications and ROI. So when you build an ROI model, you kind of have an idea, but capturing exceptions as you're going into pilot and stuff like this, now I have hard information that's validating the business case every day, all the time.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. I mean, I think it's great to see this in person. I know we talked about it in a previous podcast, but to see it live and see like the speed and the instant that it can read, and then just the visualization of being able to easily see like, what have I done? What is wrong? Right. And that instant feedback, I think, goes a long way from the operator level and that perspective to be able to make this really effective and really help prevent a lot of different wrong things or exceptions getting into that trailer. Right.
Absolutely.
So fantastic to see this today with you here, John. And if people want to get this in their own dock and get it live in their operation, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, so the best way to do is go out to Sonaria.com or email directly at johnw@sonaria.com, and I'm happy to answer any questions. And again, we're working with a lot of different, besides Lowry, we're working with other integrators. So, we're also looking at, signing up other ISV partners with integrator partners. So that's starting to take shape really well. And the end of it, so you're done loading the truck, you get kind of a summary of what's happened. So one of the things we're seeing is, here's what I've just did, and then here's how long it took us. So you can imagine, again, some more data for the customer to start looking at, loading and unloading times and things like that.
Yeah. So giving you kind of that overall summary, what actually happened and what happened within that. So great to see the shipment verification here. Good to talk to you, John, as always.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin.
And we'll put more information at thenewwarehouse.com as well as in the show notes all about Sonaria and this shipment verification as well. Let us know what you think about it. So thank you, John.
You've been listening to the New Warehouse Podcast with Kevin Lawton. Subscribe and check us out online at thenewwarehouse.com.
Enjoyed this episode? Make sure you are subscribed to the podcast, and for more content from the New Warehouse, find us on LinkedIn and YouTube. Links to subscribe can be found in the show notes, and for everything The New Warehouse, head to thenewwarehouse.com.